I need you to stop what you're doing and listen. Not later. Not after the distraction. Settle now, because what I'm about to say is not just another message. It's a divine interruption. I'm in the same room as you. Yes, the very space you're in right now is filled with my presence. And you have no idea what's already moving around you. This is not comfort speech. This is holy confrontation. You've been asking if I'm still near, and I'm about to prove it. So don't you dare scroll. Don't you mute me halfway. Don't treat this like background noise. Watch until the final breath of this word, because I will speak things that rewrite your atmosphere. Every second is laced with purpose. Every moment is charged with glory. Stay, child, because if you walk away too soon, you'll miss what you were born to hear. My beloved child, hush the noise of your surroundings and the whirlwind of thoughts in your head. This is not a casual moment. It is not fleeting or random or imagined. It is divine. It is deliberate. And it is happening now. Right now, while your eyes read these words and your chest rises and falls with every breath, I am here, not just watching, not just thinking of you from a distance. I am in the same room, the very room where your pain has echoed in silence, the room where your prayers have been whispered between tears. I am standing beside you with the full weight of my glory, yet with the tenderness of a father whose love cannot be measured. This isn't poetic imagery. This isn't some comforting thought crafted to make you feel better. This is the truth, your reality. And it's more real than the chair beneath you or the wall surrounding you. My presence is not far off. It is not a hope or a way is here. I have stepped in not because something went wrong, but because something had been set right. The time, the alignment, the call, and your spirit. They've all merged into this sacred second. And I chose this very breath to make you aware. You are not alone. You've waited for my voice, hoping for signs in the sky or miracles that shout with thunder. But child, I'm not just a God of spectacle. I am the God of stillness, of breath, of intimacy. And I chose to step into your room with quiet majesty because I wanted you to feel me before you saw me. I didn't send a messenger. I didn't tap someone else on the shoulder to comfort you. I came myself. I've watched your soul grow weary with wondering if I left, if I grew distant, if perhaps you did something wrong that made me turn away. But hear me. Not only have I never left, I have been leaning in, waiting for your spirit to be still enough to notice that I was here all along. My child, what you're feeling right now is not just emotion. It is encounter. It is the brush of eternity against time, the echo of my voice that never stopped speaking. Even when your ears couldn't discern it, you were never waiting for me to arrive. I was waiting for the silence to become deep enough that your heart could hear the truth. I'm in the room. And when I step into a space, it becomes sacred. It becomes holy ground. So take off the shoes of performance. Lay aside the garments of guilt and shame. Stand or weep or kneel, however your soul must respond. But do it knowing this. You are not entertaining a fantasy. You are experiencing the nearness of your Creator. And I did not come to visit. I came to stay. Right now, as you feel my presence in this room, partner with me. When you give through Super Thanks, or the link below, you are sowing into breakthrough. Your seed releases my blessing and protection over your family. Heaven will multiply what you release. My beloved, I've listened to every whisper that trembled out of your chest when you thought no one was awake. I've seen your face pressed against the tear-soaked pillow, your voice too fragile to rise above a whisper. And yet, that whisper was thunder in my ears. You didn't realize it, but every syllable you spoken in pain became a sound that shifted heaven. You may have cried yourself into sleep, thinking I was distant, but child, I was right there. I didn't just hear your words. I felt the ache behind them. I didn't need volume to be moved. I needed your honesty. And oh, how you've been honest with me in the darkness. You never had to shout for me to hear you. You never had to write the perfect prayer or quote a single verse to capture my attention. You simply had to be real. And you were. In your weakness, I leaned in closer. In your trembling vulnerability, I drew near with all the tenderness of a father who never grows weary of his child's voice. I was never looking for performance. I was waiting for the rawness of your heart, and you gave it to me. I want you to know that I didn't stand back watching you suffer from some distant heaven. No, I came down and sat beside you. I was in the quiet corner of your room, closer than your own breath. I watched the war behind your smile, the exhaustion behind your routine. And while the world saw someone strong, I saw someone carrying too much alone. And that's why I chose this moment right here, right now, to tell you. You don't have to carry it alone anymore. I'm not waiting for you to clean yourself up or finish your breakdown so I can step in. I already have. My robe is brushing the broken places on your floor. My hand is resting on the parts of your heart that ache silently. This is not figurative, child. This is me, Emmanuel, God, with you seated in the room, feeling the temperature of your sorrow, wrapping myself around the chill of your loneliness. You thought, if God really loved me, wouldn't I feel him? And I say to you, you have felt me. In the moments when strength surged for no reason, when peace quieted the chaos, without warning when tears fell, but didn't destroy you. That was me, not a metaphor. So listen closely now, because I'm speaking straight into that place inside you that still wonders if your voice matters to me. I'm telling you not as a distant king, but as the one sitting at the foot of your bed right now. I have heard every word, even the ones you were too afraid to say out loud, even the words you whispered to the ceiling at 3 a.m., hoping someone, anyone, might be listening. I didn't just hear them. I caught them. I stored them in the archives of heaven as holy. Not one syllable was wasted. Not one question went unnoticed. Not one tear was too small for my concern. You need to know this. When others dismissed your struggle, I archived it. When others ignored your pain, I engraved it. And when you thought no one saw what it cost you to keep trusting me, I saw everything. I don't forget what you say in private. In fact, the things spoken in secret have the loudest impact in my kingdom, because the prayers born from pain are the ones that shift atmospheres. And yours, beloved, have not only moved me, they've moved what you cannot see. You thought I was silent, but I was answering you in realms beyond your comprehension. Before you even open your eyes today, I was already here waiting, preparing, anticipating this encounter, before the weight of this world pressed its fingerprints on your shoulders again. I had already written my fingerprints across the timeline of your day. Nothing you've experienced today was unknown to me. Not the weariness, not the disappointments, not the aching silence you've grown used to. I saw it all coming, and I positioned this moment as a divine collision between your desperation and my sovereignty. You didn't just stumble into this message. You were summoned. You were drawn by an invisible cord of grace, one I've been tightening around your heart slowly, gently, lovingly, until you could no longer ignore the tug. A tug, beloved, was me. I've orchestrated this exact breath, this very second, this quiet room, this screen before you, because I needed to say something that all your noise, all your striving, all your survival could no longer drown out. You are not invisible to me. You may have felt ignored by people, overlooked by opportunities, bypassed by blessing, but child, never once have you been forgotten. By me. I have etched your name into the folds of eternity. It doesn't fade. It doesn't slip through the cracks of divine memory. You are not lost in the crowd of my creation. You are the focus of my attention. You are the subject of my orchestration. And this moment is not just a passing comfort. This is divine proof that I still write your name in places the world cannot access. This is heaven's handwritten reminder that you matter more than you've dared to believe lately. I didn't allow you to feel the weight of loneliness to punish you. I allowed it so you could finally distinguish the counterfeit from the real. And this, what you're feeling right now, this holy interruption, this sacred warmth stirring deep in your chest, this is the realest thing you've encountered in a long time. This is the voice of the one who never left. Let me be clear, my child. I did not abandon you in the hallway of heartbreak. I walked those corridors beside you. I held your hand when you felt it go numb. I steadied your knees when they buckled under the burden of unanswered questions. I was there in every why, in every how long, in every sigh that didn't make it into language. The enemy has tried to convince you that your invisibility means irrelevance. But I say to you, your hiddenness was intentional. I was shielding you while I prepared you. I was hiding you while I healed you. I was quiet, not because I forgot you, but because I was preparing the platform upon which your purpose will stand. And I couldn't let premature eyes see what I was still perfecting in secret. But now the veil is thinning. Now the silence is giving way to sound. And now the unseen becomes undeniable. I'm not just reminding you that you're not alone. I'm proving it with my presence, with my power, with a moment so saturated in me. It will become the cornerstone of your next chapter. This is not the end of your waiting. This is the turning of the page, my beloved. The atmosphere around you is not still. It is saturated. Saturated with glory, soak in the scent of breakthrough, thick with the weight of what has long been prophesied over your life. And though your natural senses may still be trying to catch up, your spirit already knows. It recognizes the rhythm of my footsteps, the quiet combustion of the divine in motion, that stirring you felt in the stillness, that unexplained ache that rose in your chest when nothing around you seemed to warrant it. That wasn't anxiety, it was awakening. I have entered the room, and with me comes the tremble of transformation. I don't step lightly when I step in love, and for you, beloved, I stepped in with thunder, disguised as tenderness. Every cell in your being is reacting, even if your mind doesn't know how to name it. That heat behind your eyes, the inexplicable pressure in your chest, those aren't random. Your soul is echoing the presence it was designed to long for. I am shifting the atmosphere, not with noise, but with weight. Not with a scream, but with sacred stillness. When I move, it's not always loud, but it is never small. The weight of my glory settles like thick dew on dry ground. It sinks into the places where you felt barren and breathless. This is not imagination. This is incarnation. The word becoming presence, not just in the world, but in your world, in your very room. The temperature of your circumstance is changing, not because conditions are perfect, but because I showed up. You've been asking, when will something finally shift? And here is my answer. Now, not next year, not when you're stronger, not when you have more faith. The shift begins, not when the world makes sense, but when your spirit begins to sense me. And child, it already has. Your inner world is vibrating with anticipation because heaven has descended, and it's not leaving empty-handed. Don't be surprised if things begin to feel unfamiliar. The shift doesn't bring comfort first. It brings contrast. What once felt safe may now feel suffocating. What used to satisfy may suddenly seem stale. That's not a sign that something is wrong. That's a sign that you've changed. The old wineskin cannot contain the new wine. I'm expanding your capacity by stretching what's been too tight for too long. Yes, the ground beneath you is moving. Yes, the air around you is charged. Yes, the ache in your spirit is real, but none of it is chaos. It is consecration. I'm disrupting your world, not to destroy it. I'm disrupting it to deliver you into something deeper, something designed, something drenched in the details of your destiny. I didn't come to tickle your emotions. I came to till the soil of your calling to break through the hardened places and make room for the seeds I've planted to erupt and bloom. So do not fear the shift. Do not retreat from the shaking. This isn't the enemy rattling your cage. It's me rattling the chains. Chains of disappointment. Chains of delay. Chains of diminished dreams. I'm not here to ask for permission. I'm here to possess what is mine. And you, beloved, are mine. The atmosphere knows it. The angels surrounding you know it. The enemy knows it. And now, it's time you remember it. When I step into a room, things must bow. Fear must flee. Confusion must dissolve. Hope must rise. That's the climate of my presence. And it is the climate you're breathing in now. This is not a metaphor. This is manifestation. This is me interrupting the rhythm of the world around you to restore the sound of heaven within you. Feel it. Hear it. Receive it. The shift has begun, and it has your name written all over it. You've called it anxiety. You've named it panic. You've tried to silence it with distractions, drown it in noise, suffocate it with logic. But child, that tightness wasn't a threat. It was a holy touch, a divine disruption. You weren't losing control. You were coming into alignment. That pressure in your chest wasn't the world closing in on you. It was your spirit expanding, stretching, breaking open under the weight of awakening. You weren't being crushed. You were being called. You see, when my presence gets close, your body responds. Your breath stutters. Your thoughts scatter. Your heart begins to pound because it's sensing something deeper than intellect. That's not chaos. That's contact, heaven colliding with humanity, eternity brushing against your temporal mind. And it's me. It's always been me. The ache, the weight, the sudden rush of unexplainable emotion. Those weren't symptoms of disorder. They were signals of divine order, returning to the places inside you that have been crying out for me. You keep looking for peace to feel like stillness. But peace is not always passive. Sometimes peace presses in, stirs you awake, and confronts the slumber of your spirit. I didn't come to numb you. I came to ignite you, to provoke the part of you that stopped feeling, stopped hoping, stopped believing I would actually show up like this. And so I used what you called anxiety as an alarm clock, not to torment you, but to tenderize you. The heaviness wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You were feeling pressure because I was placing my hand on your heart. Not to weigh it down, but to rewire it, to recalibrate your capacity to sense me again. This world has dulled your sensitivity, desensitized you with endless distractions and shallow answers. So I came closer. And when I did, everything inside of you began to respond. Not with terror, but with tremble. A holy trembling. The kind that awakens dry bones and quickens dead places back to life. And now that you know, child, stop calling what's divine by the names the world has assigned. This isn't panic. This is presence. This isn't breakdown. This is breakthrough. I'm not attacking you. I'm awakening you. And the awakening begins in the body before it ever reaches the mind. You didn't need to understand what was happening to you to be changed by it. What mattered was your willingness to stay, to breathe through it, to cry through it, to trust me in the middle of it. And you did. You stayed. You didn't shut me out even when you didn't recognize it was me. And now, here we are in the aftermath of that pressure, in the soft space of revelation. I was never trying to scare you. I was simply shaking loose the numbness that had settled on your soul. I came for your heart, not just your head. I came for your nearness, not your performance. And now, I want you to embrace what you've been resisting. Let the tears fall. Let the breath come deeper. Beloved, I am moving in your life. Help me move in someone else's. Your gift today becomes a channel of my light into dark rooms. Give now and watch me open doors, bring peace, and shield your loved ones from every storm. Let your hand open. The pressure has shifted into presence. The ache has transformed into glory. And the same weight that once overwhelmed you is now the glory resting on your shoulders. You didn't imagine this. You didn't exaggerate it. You survived it. And now you are being transformed by it. Because I didn't just let you feel me. I let you carry the evidence of my presence. That evidence will stay with you. It will become your discernment. Will become your direction. And most of all, it will become your reminder that even when it felt like everything was caving in, I was caving in the walls that once kept you from me. My child, I know what it's felt like lately. Like you've been walking through rooms dimmed by delay, corridors clouded with confusion, days draped in shadows. You kept looking for the light, hoping it would break through the cracks of your routine, waiting for a sign, a flicker, a spark. But you began to wonder, was it always this dim, or did the light simply leave me? And I lean in now to tell you this. The light didn't leave. It was shielded, preserved, hidden for the holy hour when your heart could hold it again without fear. And that hour is now. The light you thought was fading is about to blaze again. But this time, it won't flicker in and out. This time, it won't dance on the edge of uncertainty. This time, it will flood your world with brilliance. It will be brighter than you remember. Not because the light has changed, but because you have. You've been tempered by tears, sharpened by silence, and prepared by perseverance. You don't need the soft light of reassurance anymore. You're ready for the glory glow of revelation. This light, my light, doesn't just illuminate your path. It restores your identity. It reminds your soul that it was never meant to survive in darkness, but to shine, to shimmer, to reflect the radiance of the one who formed it. You are not just a recipient of light. You are a carrier of it. And the reason you felt the ache so deeply when the light seemed to dim is because your soul remembers Eden. It remembers the unbroken fellowship, the walking together in the cool of the day. That's what's been stirring inside of you. Not anxiety, not emptiness, but an ancient ache for nearness. And I say this now, my nearness does not bring pressure. It brings peace. Not a passive peace that settles for survival, but a roaring, radiant, resounding peace that rebuilds what was broken. It doesn't whisper. It roars. My peace walks into the battlefield of your emotions and silences every lie with a single breath. My peace doesn't ask your permission to heal. It simply enters and establishes itself like a kingdom reclaiming lost territory. You've been measuring your life by how long the darkness has lasted, but I'm measuring it by the depth of light that's about to be revealed. Your midnight is not a monument, it's a setup. The darkness was never permanent. It was only there to create contrast. So when my light breaks in, it won't just change your surroundings, it will transform your soul. So don't flinch when the brightness returns. Don't shield your eyes from the very thing you once begged for. Let it in. Let it warm your frozen places. Let it flood the corners you thought were too far gone. The cold seasons did not kill your calling. They clarified it. And now my light is coming, not as a trickle, but as a tidal wave, brighter than your past, stronger than your pain, warmer than the love you lost. This is not recycled comfort. This is resurrected communion, and it begins with one simple truth. I never left. I never withdrew. I never turned my face away. I've been walking with you through the shadows, not because I needed you to suffer, but because I needed you to learn to discern me, even when the lights went out. Now, child, look up. The dawn is breaking and it carries your name. You've asked me over and over again. God, if this is real, give me a sign. You wanted something obvious, undeniable, unshakable, something that couldn't be dismissed as coincidence. You didn't want comfort. You wanted confirmation. You didn't need another inspirational word. You needed a divine interruption. And beloved, here it is. This moment, this breath, this encounter is not another message. It's me. I didn't send a signal. I didn't delegate this delivery. I came myself because what you're walking through is too important for second-hand revelation. I came to meet you in person, in spirit, in the sacred intersection between your question and my answer. You stood at the crossroads of doubt and desire, whispering prayers you were scared to say out loud. You wanted to believe, oh, how you wanted to, but you were afraid to be wrong again. Afraid to get your hopes up, only to see them dashed. Afraid that maybe this wasn't really me speaking after all. But I tell you now, with thunder, behind every syllable and tenderness in every pause, this is me, and I'm not just responding to your need. I'm fulfilling a promise. You asked for clarity, and clarity doesn't always come through clouds parting or stars aligning. Sometimes it comes through a sacred whisper that pierces deeper than sound. Sometimes it comes when your spirit knows before your mind can understand. And that's what's happening now. A heat behind your eyes that pull in your chest, a tremble in your soul that refuses to settle. That is me confirming what you already suspected deep down, but didn't dare believe. I am speaking, and you are hearing me rightly. You thought maybe I'm just making this up. You're not. You thought maybe it's just wishful thinking. Is it, I am confirming what you've only had glimpses of until now? I'm coming close not to demand, but to validate. I'm speaking to you directly, intimately, undeniably. And I'm doing it because this season of your life requires precision, not guesswork. You can't afford to hesitate anymore. You can't afford to walk, half sure, half doubtful. And so I stepped in, not with suggestion, but with certainty. I am speaking, and you are hearing. And let me tell you this, I would never train your spirit to hear me, only to confuse you. I would never teach you my tone, only to speak in riddles. No, beloved, my voice is becoming familiar. My presence is becoming your compass. And you don't need to explain that to anyone else. I didn't come to convince the crowd. I came to confirm your calling. So breathe. Stop asking for another sign. Stop questioning if this moment is holy. It is. I've surrounded it, saturated it, sealed it with the signature of heaven. You don't need to wait for lightning to strike or fire to fall. The confirmation you asked for isn't coming from outside. It's rising from within, because the one who called you is the one who confirms you. And I am here with you right now. This is not the voice of motivation. This is the voice of the Messiah. This is not another word of hope. It is a decree from heaven. What you've been sensing, I now say aloud. Yes, it's me. Yes, I'm calling. Yes, you're hearing rightly. Yes, this is the time. And yes, I came myself, because you're worth the journey. You may have grown so accustomed to being left behind, to being overlooked, to doors staying closed, that you almost expected me to do the same. But I didn't. I don't knock when the door is already mine. I don't wait to be invited into the very heart I created with my own hands. I don't hesitate when my child is hurting. I enter without permission, without warning, without apology. Because when love is this deep, it doesn't stay on the sidelines. And child, I need you to hear this. I didn't just show up. I moved in. I stepped through the atmosphere with intention, carrying not just comfort, but covenant. Not just compassion, but commandment. You didn't even know how close you were to breaking. And that's why I broke through first. I interrupted your spiral. I intercepted your collapse. I entered not as a visitor, but as the victor, the one who wars for what belongs to him. And you, beloved, are mine. I don't leave mine in storms unshielded. I don't abandon them to the accusations of the enemy or the isolation of the midnight hour. I come armed with presence. I come soaked in mercy. I come clothed in justice. I step into the battlefield that fear erected around you, and I declare this ground is no longer a war zone. It's holy. You didn't summon me with polished prayers. You didn't even call me by name. But I came anyway, because I saw what you couldn't say. I heard what never left your lips, and I knew that delay would be defeat. So I overrode protocol and descended into your very space with the full weight of heaven's authority. This is not poetic. This is personal. This is not a dream. This is divine reality. I didn't need your invitation because your ache was loud enough. The groan of your spirit summoned me more powerfully than any formal request ever could. And now that I'm here, truly, fully, undeniably, I need you to stop apologizing for being needy. I didn't show up because you had it all together. I showed up because you didn't. I didn't wait for your posture to be perfect. I came because your pain was prophetic. It was the proof that your heart is still alive, still open, still reaching even if your arms were too tired to stretch. You are not an afterthought. You are not an obligation. You are not a burden I reluctantly carry. You are my beloved, my priority, my joy. And when you started to lose your grip, I tightened mine. When you started to fade, I came with fire. When you couldn't stand, I stood over you with a shield of my name. That's who I am. Not a distant deity waiting for performance, but a relentless father who rushes into rooms no one else dares to enter. So don't ask me if I'm staying. Don't wonder if I'll retreat. I didn't come to visit. I came to abide. I'm not peeking in through the window of your heart hoping you'll let me stay. I've already made myself at home in the places you thought were too messy to be holy. And listen, the reason I didn't knock is because I never left. I've been here silent maybe, but never absent. Waiting, yes, but never walking away. I don't leave mine. I don't lose mine. I don't overlook mine. You may feel lost in the world, but you're found in me. I came to remind you. I came to rescue you. I came to remain. Oh, my precious child, how often you've wept in silence, smiling with cracked lips and trembling hands. You didn't let anyone see the war behind your eyes. You kept functioning when you were falling apart inside. You put on strength like a borrowed garment, hoping it would last just long enough to get through the next conversation, the next obligation, the next unbearable day. And while others were applauding themselves for victories, they shouted aloud. You were fighting in the shadows, alone, undervalued, uncelebrated, but not unseen. I watched every single step, and not as a passive observer, but as a weeping witness, as a father who never took his eyes off his child. Every silent tear was a declaration of faith. Every hidden breakdown was a burnt offering on the altar of surrender. Every time you chose not to quit, even when quitting made the most sense, heaven paused and wrote it down. Yes, I have a record, not of your mistakes, not of your missteps, but of your moments of obedience under pressure. You kept walking when your legs ached with despair. You kept speaking life when your own mouth wanted to taste bitterness. You kept extending grace when your heart was bruised by betrayal. And I didn't just notice. I honored it. I archived it. I documented every act of faith you performed in secret when no one was watching but me. Do you know what that makes you? Not weak, not foolish, but dangerous. Because those who keep walking without applause are the ones I trust with assignments that require integrity. You didn't perform for attention. You persevered for purpose. And child, I saw it all. The quiet battles, the muffled cries. You were never faking. You were fighting. And now it's time for the reward that doesn't come in stages. It comes in suddenness. I'm not letting one tear go unredeemed. I'm not leaving one sacrificial yes unnoticed. Your loyalty in obscurity is what has activated visibility. What you did quietly, I'm about to honor publicly. What you gave up in private, I'm about to replace in ways that leave no room for doubt. So stop rehearsing the moments you thought were meaningless. Stop thinking your obedience was wasted because no one noticed. I noticed. I am the God who keeps receipts. I am the one who weighs tears heavier than words. You were never passed over. You were preserved. You were never denied. You were divinely documented. And now heaven is cashing in every tear. I never waste your tears or your obedience. As I honor your hidden faithfulness, honor me with a seed. Click the link and sow. I will pour out blessings you cannot contain and guard your home from every attack. The scroll is being opened. The season is shifting. And the steps you thought were invisible are the very ones I'm now using to build your elevation. Oh, my precious one, let me tell you something that religion may have whispered wrongly. I don't require a clean room to enter. I don't wait for spotless floors and perfect prayers. I don't hesitate at the sight of chaos. I don't flinch at the sound of weeping. I come for the mess. The very mess you've been trying to hide from me. That's the exact address I was drawn to. The room doesn't scare me. The tears don't stop me. Your mess is not a barrier to my love. It's the canvas I chose to paint my mercy on. This room, as it is holy ground. Not because it looks clean, but because I've entered it. And where I dwell, holiness follows. You don't need to clean the room for me. Just claim it as the place where your restoration began. Drop the act. Let the mask fall. Let the tears stay on your face. There is no shame here, only glory. I came knowing full well what I'd find. And I didn't flinch. I stepped in, fully, joyfully, willingly. Stop performing. I'm not here for a show. I'm not drawn to eloquence. I respond to presence. I fall for honesty. I fall for humility. I fall for the real you. You can fall apart mid-sentence. You can pray the wrong way. You can weep and stutter and say things you don't even mean. And I will still be here. Still loving, still listening, still leaning in. I'm not grading your prayer. I'm gathering your pain. I'm bottling every tear. Even your smallest act of staying is sacred. You think you're barely making it, but I see a warrior still standing. You think you're failing in faith, but I see a heart that keeps choosing me through every storm. That's all I've ever asked. Not your performance, but your permission to let me be God, especially when you don't feel holy. That's when my grace drips thickest. That's when my nearness becomes not just theology, but touch. So now let's drop the act together. No more pretending. No more spiritual gymnastics. No more trying to earn what has already been given. I came for presence, and I got what I came for you. I didn't walk into your room to watch you perform. I came to pull you close. Close enough that my heartbeat quiets your anxiety. Close enough that your brokenness begins to believe again. Close enough that you finally understand I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for you. And now that I found you here, I'm not going anywhere. My silence was never abandonment. It was strategy. It was sacred. I've been closer than you ever imagined. Not watching from above, but woven within. The stillness you fought against was actually the space where your spirit was being recalibrated. So now stop grieving the silence. Don't mistake quietness for coldness. Don't let the enemy tell you I withdrew. I didn't step back. I stepped in deeper. I became indistinguishable from the very breath inside your lungs. In that stillness, I didn't just speak to you. I became one with you. This moment is no accident. This is divine interruption. It is heaven pressing into your pain. You are not just reading words. You are being seen. You are being held. You are meeting me. This is encounter. Your life will never be the same. Something unseen has shifted. Something monumental. Something eternal. I stepped into your hidden war. And because I have stepped in victory, light, peace, healing, all of it is being repositioned for you. That war ends now. The shift you feel in your bones is the hinge point, turning your hidden war into your heralded victory. Even though the room looks the same, you are being changed. Heaven has already recorded the battle. Heaven has declared the outcome. You will walk out of this unseen war redeemed, restored, and radiant. The weight you've been dragging in the secret places, the shame, the fear, the not enough, you don't have to carry it anymore. You can release it. You can lay it down. You can lean back into me. Let me hold it. Let me be strong for you. That burden is being transferred. The load is leaving your shoulders. You will walk lighter. You will rise higher. You will breathe freer. Give the burden to me now. I stand ready, arms open, heart wide, because I love you utterly and eternally. Those lies, you're not enough, you failed, you don't matter, I silence them. You are enough. You are mine. You are beautiful. You are chosen. You are loved. Whispers of worthlessness lose their power in my name. I am calling you deeper into knowing me, deeper into my love, deeper into my purpose. The discomfort is the soil of transformation. The longing you feel is my invitation. Lean in. Let the stirring become your strength. Let the longing become your ladder. You are not behind. You have not missed my timing. Your time is here. Now. Every tear is sacred. Every sigh is significant. Let them fall. I collect them all. I am holding you together, even when your faith falters, even when your hope trembles. I am holding you together. Your tears are threads weaving strength. Your surrender is the soil of breakthrough. Your vulnerability is the vessel for my glory. I am the God who holds you. I will not let go. I never waste pain. I redeem it. Every scar will shine with my glory. You were not buried. You were planted. And now it's time to rise. This is your moment of divine alignment. Partner with my work. When you give, you are not just donating. You are activating covenant blessing. Your family will walk in my favor, protection, and supernatural provision. The pain will no longer be your terminator. It will be your trumpet. I am the anchor in your storm. I am the good shepherd watching over you. I am the potter shaping you. I am the light flooding your darkness. You are safe. You are protected. You're eternally secure. Rest now. The watch is mine. I am the master weaver. You're looking at the wrong side of the tapestry. Trust the weaver. One day, you will see the masterpiece. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am illuminating the next step. Take it. I am your Sabbath rest. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. I am the Prince of Peace. Surrender your anxious thoughts to me. Let my peace garrison your mind. I am the ultimate promise keeper. My promises are more reliable than the law of gravity. I am running to meet you. Stop your solemn march. I am here to celebrate you. Embrace the joy of your salvation. Your Father is running to meet you. Forever is not a future destination. It is a present reality that begins now. I am in the room with you, right now. This room is holy ground. Before you leave this holy encounter, respond with faith. Sow a seed of obedience. As you refresh others, I will refresh you. Heaven will answer with breakthroughs, healing and divine protection over everything that concerns you. Amen.